Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are covering Gelix extension application, and I also include everything that you'll need. Here I am just sizing my tips from sidewall to sidewall. As you can see, this one doesn't fit exactly, but once I go in and I file and I buff, everything will have that flush, natural look. So product number one that you'll need is some full cover tips, no matter the length, size, or shape. But what we do consider when we're doing Gelix extensions, there are two different types. Type 1 is natural. Natural is for a more flatter nail plate. And type 2 would be sculpted. Sculpted would be for someone with a more curved or convex nail plate. Now to begin my nail prep, I just take my cuticle pusher and I push back all my cuticles. And to finish off that job, I take my tapered cuticle bit to get the rest of that dead skin. And instead of using my medium sanding mat on my nail plate again, I decided to go in with my 6100 grit buffing block just to get that rest of that shine off of the nail plate. And I've got my e-file on such a low speed because I don't want to damage the tip in any way while I etch the inside. And to etch my smaller gel extensions, I like to use a ball bit. Now we're ready for our next steps in our nail prep. Second item that you'll need is dehydrator and primer. Dehydrator just assists in drying out the nail and removing any extra oils that were left onto the nail plate. Nail prep is the most important part when it comes to doing a new set of nails, because it'll be the catalyst for long wear and prevent the nail from lifting. Your primer acts as a bond between the glue and your natural nail plate. So this is the gel nail glue that I've been using, and this can either be called glue or extend gel. Okay, so the first step in the application process is putting a thin layer of your extend gel on your nail plate. This particular one I've noticed is a lot thinner than the others that I've used, which I like a lot, because you want this layer to be as thin as possible. And then we're going to cure for a full 60 seconds. So remember how I went over the different types of nail plates? That will determine how much extend gel you use to apply to the actual nail extension. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through it a couple more times. So here I add a thin layer to the inside of the nail tip, then I pull the gel at the bottom. Now I'm applying it at a 45-degree angle, and then I'm pushing the nail upward. As the gel reaches the very tip of my nail, I put it in the lamp, and voila. So here's another time. Thin layer added to the inside of the nail tip. Then we're going to pull at the bottom of the nail tip, then push down and upward at a 45-degree angle. Once it reaches the top, into the nail lamp. So it does take a bit of practice to get a perfect application. You see that I still have some gaps at the very tip, but it's fine. It didn't get on my skin or anything, so we're all good. And because I started with my non-dominant hand, I'm taking the tips from my non-dominant hand, and I'm going to use those to resize the tips that I'm going to put on my dominant hand. Here's a slight demonstration of what I mean. So I love to use an 80/80 grit file for shaping because it gets the shape nice and crisp and even every time. And as you see, I'm going in one direction with the file at the very tip of the nail because I wanted to get it nice and even. Shaping and filing has always been something that I've struggled with, so I try to show people how I do it. So here I have the nail and the file parallel to one another, and I'm going up and down without moving or shifting the file in any way. I want it to be as crisp and clean as possible. Here's another perspective of how to make sure that the tip and the file are parallel. You want to open and then close, making sure to apply slight pressure. Now this part is what's going to give you that flush look around your cuticle. So I have my drill on about 4 RPM just because I do not want to cut myself and I don't want to chip the gel extension at all. So I'm using a fine barrel bit. This one is ceramic. I got it off of Amazon, but I'll link it down below for anyone that wants to purchase. This is what helps me get that clean, natural look every time. Just look at how clean and satisfying this looks. And here's the before. I want to bring attention to the way that I'm holding my e-file. I'm holding it almost completely flat to the nail, but I want it to be able to still get to that raised area that was right above my cuticle. Here's a tip. When you get your buffing blocks in bulk, As you see, I cut mine in half because you get more for less when you do it this way. Plus, you don't necessarily need a 4-inch buffing block just to buff the surface of this small area. Now I'm taking some acetone and I am sealing the cuticle. Then I buffed one more time and that was the finished product. Thanks for watching. Bye.